If you don't pay your bills, it just deletes your save. Oh, so today I was playing this earlier today, and Lone Shark shows up, threatens to delete your. Ha! Joke's on them. I'm a floating camera. Did I consider streaming Brighter Shores? I have considered it. There were two reasons I didn't. I have not. I have decided against it. I mean, and I'm not like. I always forget. Is this the pot one? So this one's already good. Yeah, because I think it shows like second. Oh, it shows that. Yeah, yeah. So wow, this one was already good. I don't. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen. So the reason I didn't is because I'm not the greatest gamer in the world, and with it being a new guide game with like no guides or, wow, that's 2 for 2. This one was in the right spot, and this one's in the right spot. Huh. Um. So two reasons being, one, I'm not a great gamer and it's a new game, so I don't. There's gonna be a lot of me just doing stupid stuff and not knowing what I'm doing. That's 3 for 3. Is this whole thing gonna be already set up? What are the... Oh, hold on. Please, woodcutting. What is this? What is the world? Oh, someone got 99 mining. Good for them. What are the odds of that happening? Someone that's good at math, tell me what's the odds of that happening? One out of 120? If you say so, I don't know math. I just believe whatever you tell me. You could tell me 50-50 and I'd say okay, or 1 in a million. I'd be like, wow, that's crazy. It's 1 out of 5. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. So the Brighter Source thing. I'm not a great gamer, and with it being new, I don't know what I'm doing, and so there's gonna be a lot of like running around in circles, looking stupid, and having no clue what I'm doing. And then also it's a lot of just like AFK, not very active gameplay for what I'm doing. And because I'm a fisherman. And so it's not super active, and the idea behind this was to play an active game while I'm AFKing combat. And then third, I love this game. This game is so much fun. I'm addicted. The whole time I'm playing Brighter Shores, I'm like, do I really want to keep playing Brighter Shores when I could be playing Trading Card Game Simulator? He did stream it for about 15 total minutes. True. But that's just like the whenever I was showing people random things. That's what we're all doing. It would be fun to figure out stuff together. Yeah, I don't know. If this one's right, you don't have to even check the last one. Yeah. Factorial. Look, I know how to math factorials. Like, you tell me 5 exclamation point, and you tell me to do the factorial, I can do it. I know what factorial is, but I don't know why it's used anywhere. I don't know the purpose of it. I just know how to tell when someone's saying to do something factorial, and then I can solve it with a calculator. But I don't know in what instance you would ever use factorial in the real world. Hey, when I was in the 3rd grade, I was one of the first people to learn my multiplication tables. I was competing with 2 other people. I don't remember who won. I'm gonna assume I didn't win because I don't remember who won, and I feel like if I won, I would remember that. Let me explain, because this is how it worked for me in third grade. There was a teacher and a teacher's assistant, and they had a giant like poster board on the wall, and it was like Excel but on the wall, and they had everybody's names in the column, in the first column, in column A, and then in row one they had like ones, twos, threes, fours, all the way up to 12, so 1 through 12. And when you learned your ones multiplication tables, you would go up to the teacher's assistant and be like, I know my ones multiplication table. And she'd be like, oh yeah? And she'd pull out a deck of cards that had 1 times 1, 1 times 2, 1 times 3, all the way up to 1 times 12. She'd shuffle them and hold them out, and you had to get them all right. And when you got them all right, you got a little sticker in your little connector point of the Excel. Same with 2's multiplication tables, 3 multiplication tables, 4's multiplication tables, all the way up to 12's. And it was me, a female, and another dude. The three of us were competing. I remember that. I don't remember any of their names. But me, a guy, and a girl were all competing for, like, trying to be the first ones done. I say that to let you know that when I was a kid, I was kind of smart. But then I grew up and got real dumb. I was like the smart kid in early grades. Everybody was like, whoa, he's going to grow up and be a genius. But I plateaued in like 10th or 11th grade. I plateaued. And when everybody else kept getting smarter, I just stuck with where I was. And I was like, and everybody was just like, dang, I remember when you were smart. And I was like, yeah, me too. This sucks. You don't really remember when you learned multiplication? I do. Clearly. He fucked her. Oh, sorry. Some people mute their songs whenever they say profanities. I think we should focus harder on them. It's an important part of society. Who decided fuck was a bad word? I don't know, but I think we should have a strong conversation with them. And in that strong conversation, we're going to say fuck a lot. I don't know. I actually have kind of strong opinions on the whole like cuss words that in society. I think it's ridiculous. I think the whole like concept of there being like cuss words is really stupid, and they're just words, you know, people give them power and all that crap. And it's like, who decided that these specific words are so bad to use? And isn't it just like, shouldn't it be like what you're saying, not how you say it, that determines like if it's bad or not? Like, if I'm just like, if I'm like, fuck yeah, why is that a bad thing? I'm clearly having a good time and something good is happening, so why is that bad? Just like if I say, you're so stupid, that's a negative thing. That should be just as bad as using a cuss word, because you're saying it should be like, is it a negative thing or a positive thing? Not, oh, I'm using these specific combination of letters. Sorry, I'm a little like I have somewhat strong feelings about the whole idea of bad words. If I ever had kids one day, which I don't, I would be very intrigued if to have the conversation with a teacher if they called me and was like, "Well, your kid was using bad words." And I'm like, "How are they using it?" "Well, they got excited during PE that they ran real fast or they scored a basket." And so they were like, "Fuck yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, so why are they in trouble?" "Well, we don't like that kind of language here." "So you don't like people to be happy about accomplishments and then show joy about it?" Kind of hate telling this story, but oh well. When you were in second grade, you were supposed to be in the gifted class, where but some other kid's mom didn't want their kid to think they were special and put them in a non-gifted class. And they're like, "Well, we want to put another gift kid in there." So they asked my mom, and she said, "Sure, why not?" So you spent the whole second grade just teaching yourself math corner while the rest of the class did addition. Okay, I feel like I missed something. I'm focused now. As soon as I move my guy, because stupid flesh crawlers. I kind of hate telling this story. I essentially got supposed to be the gift class where most of the kids' mom didn't want their kid to. But some other kid's mom didn't want their kid to think they were special and put them in a non-gifted class. They're like, "Well, we want to put another gifted kid in there." So she's trying to. I'm trying to understand the why were you teaching yourself in the corner? Were you the only gifted kid? Like there was supposed to be two of you, but then one mom was like, "Nah, fam," and so it ended up being you by yourself. Because we had that too where I grew up, but it was like its own classroom. Oh, yeah. It was you and one other kid, so they gave you additional stuff. No, so we had that when we had that in my school growing up, like the whole gifted program or whatever. But we were like in a whole nother classroom. There was a whole class of gifted kids, but they put you in the non-gifted class. That's interesting. I mean, I don't know how much I agree with the whole gifted and non-gifted class concept, but if they're gonna do it, why didn't they do that with everybody? You're going to avoid going to jail and homeschool your kids? Oh, because you think you would like get into it with the public school system and not have a good time and cause issues? Because the other kid's mom didn't want him in a gifted class, so he didn't think he was better than everyone else. You have very, very poor opinions of the public school system. Uh, I mean, I see the benefits of it, but there's also a lot of flaws in it. And I think most of the flaws are with the parents of the kids in public school. So, story time. I could play this. I could try and play this. As y'all know already, when I try to tell stories while I'm playing game, I get scatterbrained. But I'm locked in. I'm going for it. So, my dad, my dad retired as a sheriff like a year or so ago, but they were kind of short-handed, so they let him retire, but they asked if he could like, help out when he can. And there's like some sort of requirement in the rules of his retirement that he can only work X number of hours per year or he loses his retirement because they're like, "Hey, you work so much, it's like you're still here, so you lose your retirement, you're back to like normal pay." And they basically for the last like year or so that he's been retired, they've been using him like to the max of that like hour count he's allowed to work. And one of the things they asked was whenever school was starting this year, like first day of school right when it was starting, the sheriff that usually is the school resource officer for 2 elementary schools was like out for surgery or something like that, or recovering from surgery. And so they asked my dad if he could fill in as resource officer for like 2 weeks till the other sheriff recovered. And my dad was like, you know what, sure. If it was like high school, he'd have been like, nah, I'm not dealing with that. Kids are crazy. But he was like, elementary school kids, sure, I'll go for it. Why not? It's just, they're little. Like, what are they going to do? It's cool. So that was what he did. So he showed up, and the first school that he went to, when he got there, the teachers and like the administration kind of looked at him, was like, "Are you ready for this?" And we're kind of like, "Are you ready for today? Like, you ready for this?" And he just kind of looked at him like, "What do you mean? Like, ready for what? It's school drop off. Like, parents are gonna pull up." And they're gonna drop off their kid, and then they're gonna leave. Like, what are you talking about? Well, they were like, no, you don't understand. We have like a specific way. Like, they had like a kind of like a drive-through style for their drop off, where you like pull into like a road and you like drop off your kids. It's like a horseshoe, and then you pull out and you leave. But they were like, a lot of parents try to park and like walk their kids to class, and we do not allow them to park in the parking lot because there's not enough room. Like, we're trying to get people in and out. There's a ton of kids that go to this school, and we don't have we can't have like people parking and walking their kids, because it's just, if someone that's not a student wants to be on campus, they have to have a visitor's pass first off. And then they, like, if they're trying to back up and park in the parking lot that's in the horseshoe, like, it's going to cause like even worse traffic jams. So that's just not allowed. They pull up, they drop off the kids, and then they pull out. Like, that's just how it is. But they will try. And he was like, okay, sure, whatever. And he had to like intervene at like multiple times, because parents started cussing out teachers and cussing out administration, because my dad was telling them, like, and the teachers were telling him like, hey, you can't park there, you have to drop off your kid and keep it moving because we have limited time. And the parents were getting out of their car and cussing out the teachers over that, over like not being allowed to park and walk their kids to class. And I'm like, what? What is wrong with people? Like, my dad had to like tell multiple parents, like, if you don't get in your car and leave, I will take you to jail. Like, I will handcuff you and put you in my car, and I will take you, like, because this, and I'll do it in front of your kids. If I have to, I will call like social services, because you're acting like, or you're being a bad example. You're acting terrible in front of your parent, in front of your kids. Like, you're berating people that are just working and doing their job for the public school system to try and teach your child and make them a better person and take care of them. Like, what is wrong with you? And so it just kind of blew my mind. That's the only reason I share that, is just like, that happened this year, like 2 months ago, 3 months ago in August. I'm like, I cannot believe that parents are like cussing out teachers over that. That's, I don't know, that's insane to me. Um, and where you live and funding administration, so many things can impact school quality. Yep, exactly. Because so he was having to do it for 2 schools, and he said the next day he went to the other school to do their drop off, and everything went smooth and fine, and as good as can be. So he basically spent his entire like 2 weeks or however long it was as the resource officer. He went to that bad school for drop off every day so he could try and like be there for the teachers, and like, be like, kind of, I don't want to say show of force because that sounds bad, but like be there so maybe as like a deterrent, so the teacher or the parents wouldn't act ridiculous to the teachers and the administration and all that, because like I said, that's just ridiculous. They shouldn't be that way, especially for what teachers already go through. And North Carolina, at least last time I checked, is one of the worst paying states for teachers in the whole country. So like, they're not even getting paid that much. We have a strong homeschool group around here that meets up with their kids for group activities, social aspect, so that makes it a lot more vibe around here. Yeah, I have a an acquaintance that I grew up with, and she has 3 adopted children, and she homeschooled all 3 of them. And she had that same, like, where there was a homeschool group and they had like sports and all that. So, was this an affluent school? Use smaller words, Bruce. Was this a rich school? I think it was the opposite. I think it was in the I think it was in the poor area. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. I don't know 100%. I could always text my dad. He'd probably tell me. Your mom was a amazing teacher. Loved teaching kids, parents, administrate. Love teaching kids. Okay, where does it start and where does the bad start? Love teaching kids, but then the parents, the administration, and the state mandated curriculum made her quit. So the kids good, everything else bad. Period after kids. Got it. So kids good, everything else bad. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. Yep. People get extremely up in arms by that shit. They feel entitled because it's the public school system and their taxes pay for the teachers' jobs. They think they can do whatever they want. They don't realize the rule's there for a reason. That reason is not to upset people. It's to make things better. Exactly. Like, my dad was surprised. Like, he kind of shrugged it off when the teachers and the administration were, like, acted, like, kind of concerned. He was like, really? Like, what's the big deal? And then when he saw it happening, he was like, people really treat y'all this way? Like, what the hell? Yeah, people suck. That's the safe way to put it. Okay, blue booster boxes. Have I ever watched Abbott Elementary? I have not. I don't know what that is. Well, I'm assuming it's a TV show or a movie, but I have not seen it. It's a show about teachers working at elementary school. It's pretty funny and painfully accurate. Like, it has funny moments and serious moments. Like, moments that'll make you go, damn, that fucking sucks. As well as, ha ha ha, moments. You just got an epic quality sword? Well, aren't you just so cool? Yes, yes you are, by the way. That was a statement. You are so cool. Good mix, good mix of both. It's mostly a comedy, but yeah, also real moments. Gotcha. You just got 5 air runes? Whoa. Yeah, what are the stack sizes in the Dark Fortress? Like, are you picking up 1 rune of each type at a time and hopping? Or are they, like, 5 on the ground of each type? Or... I think I've stocked up everything. I don't know. I keep, like... I probably have looked at all these shelves, like, 7 times. 5 of each elemental, 5 of chaos, body and mind. Okay, that's good. Really? You gave me another gold already? Another gold. Alright. I think... I don't even know if I can afford to restock my store. Oh, actually, I'm pretty close to being able to. I need to lose, like, what, 3... Not even 300? Maybe, like, this 250 right here? Hey, it's... I got $2.18 left for this store. Two more levels and you can gather wrinkled starfish, dear lord. You're about 10% done with rune gathering. Ask my wife if I can gather wrinkled star. It sounds so anticlimactic. Yeah, Bruce is pretty anti-Brighter Shores at the moment. Oh, let me... I want to move the cleaner to here. There we go. Yeah. Oh, let me read you this, Bruce. Hold on. I was reading this earlier. I thought it was interesting. You Googled wrinkled starfish, and literally the first link result is the Urban Dictionary. I'm not surprised. Okay, so I'm going to assume you have not read any Brighter Shores updates in the last 15 hours, Bruce, in regards to the professions and skills. Is that a safe assumption? Okay, listen to this. Andrew Gower posted this, and I'm curious of your opinion on it. All right, I'm gonna pause the music because, yeah, I want you to listen to this. Actually, let me pull it up on. Let me see if I can pull it up on screen so that way you can read along. Give me 1 second to see if I can figure out how to do that. Wow, I've already figured out how to do it. I'm part genius. Actually, is there a way I can, like... Okay, well, I said I figured it out, but it's in Steam, and I don't want to... I don't want it in Steam. I want it to be read-along story time anywhere but Steam. Like, an internet page would be great. Uh... Okay, hold on, let me... I can make this work. I want to read it, though. I don't want to watch a video. I want to read it. Hold on, hold on. I believe in the power of me. Haha! Why? What has happened? Why is this not letting me shrink it like it lets me do other? Okay. This is not working the way I want it to. Because you're, like... Yeah, like with my YouTube one, I can hold Alt and, like, change what you see. And for some reason, it's not letting me do that with Steam. Like, I can't hold Alt and change the size of it.